play with my heart. Just let me go. Please let me go. You like to love so hard and then you throw it away. You like to open scars and then you blame it on me. You're someone I can never be with. You joke about my flaws and weaknesses. Why'd you love so hard and then just throw it away? You opened up my heart and just to close it on me. Don't blame it on me. Don't blame it on me. So don't you blame it on me. You never knew how bad it was. Guess you never really cared because you said your parents never gave you hugs, and as a child you were never loved. You made me love so hard, but then you threw it away. You like to open scars and then you blame it on me. You're someone I can never be with. You joke about my flaws and weaknesses. Why'd you love so hard and then just throw it away? You opened up my heart and just to close it on me. Don't blame it on me. Don't you blame it on me. Yeah. You open scars. You open all my scars and then you blame it on me. You're someone I can never be with. You joke about my flaws and weaknesses. So don't blame it on me. Don't blame it on me. Don't blame it on me.
We used to be solid, not falling apart. Things never not okay when you were mine. You used to be honest, not pulling my heartstrings. Every other day you change your mind. Cause when you're high you call me like I'm lonely. Some kind of little toy for you to wind up when you land in bed and feeling lonely. I'm tired of being deployed like that. Getting busier and busier, so disorientated. First you want me, then you're busy. Girl, it's not that complicated. Got me tied up in a leash and running, round, round. You got me running in a circle. I'm just trying to find my way back to you. What happened to us? I'm in a circle. Back where I started, I'm stuck here like glue. You keep me on a loop. I'm just trying to find my way back to you. What happened to us? I'm in a circle. Back where I started, I'm stuck here like glue. You keep me on loop. I used to respect you, thought I was enough. Yeah, feels like half a century ago. Guess you keep coming back after telling me off, without even feeling sorry between goodbye and hello again. Thought we could grow again, how about no again, again and again. I'm trying to tell you we can't be friends, struggling to comprehend that we broke up and ended again and again and again. And I'm getting busier and busier, so disorientated. First you want me, then you're busy. Girl, it's not that complicated. Got me tied up in a leash and running, round, round. You got me running in a circle. I'm just trying to find my way back to you. What happened to us? I'm in a circle. Back where I started, I'm stuck here like glue. You keep me on a loop. I'm just trying to find my way back to you. What happened to us? I'm in a circle. toy for you to wind up while you're lying in bed and feeling lonely. I'm tired of being deployed, like all I am to you is a pet. You think you own me? I'm nothing but a boy for you to wind up while you wanna pretend to get to know me. You got me running in a circle. I'm just trying to find my way back to you. What happened to this? I'm in a circle. Back where I started, I was stuck here like glue. You keep me on the loop. I'm just trying to find my way back to you. What happened to us? I'm in a circle. Back where I started, I was stuck here like glue. You keep me on loop.
I'm used to waiting. Are you? Would you be waiting there too? I'm used to staying. Would you? Would you be waiting? Would I'm used to waiting. Are you? Would you be waiting there too? I'm used to staying. Would you? Would you be waiting? Dopamine when you send pictures. When you send pictures.
Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Unite BattleHub for today's edition of the Mint Moray series. This little fun themed tournament running here, and today is the Mathcord Cup. I'm Digital Bacon, joined by Soph-chan. Soph, how are you doing this evening?
I am doing so well, Bacon, thank you so much. It is amazing to be back here casting some Pokemon, and today we're gonna be having only Psychic and Electric Pokemon in the Mathcord Cup. Do you want to tell us a little bit more about the game type, the format? How's it going?
Right, let me actually just bring up very quickly a little image for us all to be able to see. Right. There we go. I don't know particularly why this is showing in front of you know, the current game, and that all running in the background. But a little hint, we do have players getting into the lobby right now, so we will be good to go very shortly. There you can see right in the middle, up the very top, we had last week's tournament. This week we have Delphox, Espeon, Hooper, Zora, Pikachu, Slowbro, Mr. Mime, and Mew. Now, Soph, there are some very heavy hitters at the moment in the mix there. I'm looking specifically at Mr. Mime and Mew.
Oh my god, those two pink blobs, and we gotta say, there's so many psychic pink blobs. Mew and Mr. Mime have been destroying the meta. What's going on? I mean, we got a quick hotfix for Mr. Mime just at the beginning of the new season, and it's still so strong. Like, what is going on? The amount of Mew has been doing with that solar beam, those snipes have been incredible.
Yeah, I you know, conspiracy theory hat on, of course. Every new Mon, whenever they get into the game, because they're hyped, because they're new, everyone wants them, so they've got to be good, and then they'll get pedaled back a little bit. But Mr. Mime is a power swap. It has been nerfed, but I mean, we're at a stage of the game where we don't know, like, has it been nerfed enough? Is it just because of the new map? We don't know really how to counter it. I think we're probably best waiting until we see the pros hopping on and getting right on into competitive. But one Mon, which I think we all thought was going to be super powerful on this new map, Hooper, actually feels a little bit weak at the moment. I know that's just by comparison, you know, to what we saw previously, but Hooper feels, dare I say, incredibly mid. Like, with Blissey being so powerful, we've seen Wigglytuff back in the mix. Hooper just feels like not the ideal pick, the meta pick right now, doesn't it?
Yeah, I haven't really seen it in solo queue, but I don't know. The map, I think the main difference in this map is how much we can farm the wild Pokemon and how much we can get back into the game from a big disadvantage. So maybe the Hooper potential of just getting people quick from one lane to the other, and I'm not talking about the big objectives, just like in casual roamings throughout the map, maybe it doesn't make that big of a difference now, because when Hooper gets to the other lane, maybe the enemy is already over leveled and he can't really help that much, and maybe people are just not very used to the map just yet to make the good full use of Hooper.
So I've given the go-ahead of we can start to the players. So we've got everyone into the lobby, so any moment now we'll be getting things kicked off. As we're looking at picks, I do expect to see Hooper in the mix, because that's your only pick really as a healer. Mr. Mime is going to be very, very powerful at the moment, alongside Slowbro. Actually, I can see Slowbro as near enough your only solid defender. Mr. Mime right now is feeling a little bit more like an attacker, to be honest. Do expect to see Mew in the fold as well, and then it's going to be a case of, do we see Zora or Pikachu in the mid? Who knows what we could be doing with Delphox and Espeon on top. But we can already see the picks coming on through. Over on the left side, on the purple side, that is going to be Shining Crobat. On the orange side, it's going to be Bugbix, two returning teams. And, well, we know them to be strong contenders. They're going for gold today, Soph.
Oh, they really are, and especially Shining Cobra, that have been so close to being the winners of the grand finals in the last 2 EU Unite BattleHubs. This is the time where I really, really, really want to see Shining Cobra shining and making it through. Like, I would be devastated if they fell out in the quarterfinals. So I kind of am rooting for Shining Crowbat, but I do believe that Bugbix is a super high contender here. As you said, we have a Hooper on the both teams. Interesting that Shining Crowbat didn't pick Mew. Maybe they're not very used to the Pokemon just yet, but I think looking at these two, just because there is Mr. Mime and Mew on the side of Bugbix, I believe they have a little bit of advantage there.
So interesting here as well, when we look at Shining Crowbats, the team at the top, they've got basically 2 majors, as we call them. 2 long far, lots of CC there in what we can see coming from both Delphox and Pikachu. On the opposite end, picking out Mew, a lot of versatility. I'm loving that agility mixed with Surf set there to be able to really hound down players. But as we get things underway, we are seeing that Zora, which you would assume coming on into the jungle for Shining Crobat, and then Delphox, the jungle, the opposite side. We do have an AFK Mystic right here in spawn, so I will just quickly bring this to a pause right now as we just see what's going on with the players. Let's bring this back to us, Soph, as we just quickly double check to see all the players are okay and we can get this thing going. We might have to end the battle. We saw this in the past, you know. Currently, we know with the mobile version of the game, whilst I will say it feels like the better version of the game, there can be a couple of, you know, ifs and buts, a couple of like little stops and starts, just as people unfortunately crash getting into this new map.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. I don't know if it's a maybe incompatibility with the older models of smartphones, or I just really don't know. Maybe people are just so excited about the game that the servers are a little collapsed. I remember when the season came out, it was so crowded and it was kind of laggy. So maybe there's just a little bit of reminiscence of those problems. But we'll see. We'll get in contact with Shining Crobat, try to understand what happened there, get the Pikachu back if they can reload, or if we'll have to wait for a new game, which is all right. We can just keep talking, entertain you, have a little bit of a chill time while everybody gets everything sorted out. So, yes, it has been confirmed that it was a crash in the game, unfortunately, and we're going to create a new lobby. So bear with us. Problems happen, and it's all right.
So with that, we'll just quickly throw us on over to a break, guys. We won't be gone too long, don't you worry. But as soon as we get back, we'll be hopping on into games, so don't go anywhere. The fun will continue. Okay, welcome back, folks. Very sorry about that, but of course, it is what it is. We can't help it with a little crash. We just have to get the players on in. We don't want them facing up against each other 4v5. But I did see it in chat. Where is Gardevoir in the mix? But Gardevoir is completely available. Don't worry, they are legal. You can play them if you want. We might just made a little slip up and miss them on the poster. I'm sorry about that.
Yeah. And I mean, we don't see Gardevoir here either, which I think is a solid Pokemon. It has always been such a good Pokemon. Like, you have good range, you have amazing poke. If you want, you can have good crowd control. The ultimate is mwah, amazing. So I think we might see more Gardevoir. We haven't seen it here so far. But it is just the first game of the best of 3 of this quarterfinals. It is Shining Crobat and Bugbix.
I mean, everything you just said about Gardevoir, you could say about Delphox, and that's the big thing. They're very interchangeable. It just comes down to really what the players are feeling here as we just get on into the lobby. Any second now will be underway on the Fierce Sky Ruins. 10 minutes on the clock. Shining Crobats on the purplish bluish side of the field, and that leaves Bugbix the orange side. As we look at this underway once again, we can see all players ready to go. Zora in the central lane for Shining Crobats. Over here, the Delphox, currently a Fennekin. So whilst we are seeing the same one on each side in different roles, Soph.
Yeah, we are. And as we can imagine, of course, the central laner is going to be the Delphox that gets the level much quicker than in the solo lanes or in the dual lanes in the bottom pass. So we already have here Pikachu pressing a lot, Mystic doing some damage on the Mr. Mime, on Slowbro. They have to run away. I think there was an X-Speed pop there. And that's how they are controlling these wild Pokemon here in the top path, and just having everything under control for the next group of wild Pokemon here in the middle of the top path.
So we've already seen Pikachu take a little bit of the XP from the central lane, and Slowpoke, unfortunately, well out of position. Not going to be able to do anything there. Nice little push of the wall from Mr. Mime just to sort of stem the bleed. But the amount of damage that Pikachu threw into the mix, followed up by Zora, means that the Fennekin now... I can't remember the middle Evo of Delphox, unfortunately, so but having to take that push back, Slowpoke back in play, but that level 6 on the Zora is big news for Shining Crobats.
Oh, it definitely is. And we know Zora, it has been such a high and low in this game. We have Zora being an amazing threat, but sometimes it's a bit low. We have Zora now that's very consistent, not super OP or anything. We definitely have mentioned how the main focus of these games have to be Mew and Mr. Mime, and that's why the action has happened the most so far. But bottom path already, actually here in the central, we have Zora and Pikachu going for the Mr. Mime that was almost knocked out, but managed to escape. And so far, Shining Crobat has been showing a good aggressive performance, but the orange team going in with Delphox granting such an amazing knockout there on Pikachu and get a bunch of scores on this top pass.
Well, we saw Smeckle last time round being such an effective player here, but I don't know. So far, it's been feeling like Shining Crobats with the lead, but it's only such a slim lead. It's really going to come down to his first objective push when all the Reggies launch. Big player coming out there.
The double KO. That was amazing. Great job, Razorblade here, making everybody go in that little tornado and just sniping them from the distance. Amazing. And as you said, oh, look at that again. The snipes are coming in one after the other. Delphox really making a difference in this game. But enemy Delphox on Bugpix is also doing that. The Hooper teleport is going to make everybody go back, come back healthy as they get ready for this Regieleki fight here on the top path.
Oh, not able to snipe it, and so the Delphox of Razorblade comes through and takes Regieleki. Now it's all down to Bugpix to turn it on around, taking a little look down to his bottom half fight. You can see they're still trying to push, but the health standing on top of the goal means they're going to be able to keep a little bit topped up, but Shining Crowbats keep pushing the answer. They keep on pushing them back. The Unite move coming out, Delphox really zoning them on out. The Mew is so low. Not Orb is just trying to poke from afar with the solar beams. Regieleki pushing up, and now Jumper cannot move off of that. Needs to keep them at bay, but the Regieleki comes on through. No health is going to be delivered on through to Bugpix, but the 20 points of damage already through, and I think that's all she wrote for this top half fight, unless they want to keep on pushing.
This is such a competitive match so far, Bacon. Amazing to see. These two teams have been so good at coming back from big assaults as that was in the Regieleki position. Shining Crobat managed to get it there. I don't really know exactly what was the point that happened because all of Shining Crobat was so bad back. But everybody is transitioning to bottom path already. And it's the pressure coming from the Mr. Mime, actually, with the ulti on 3 people. But he's a little bit alone while Mew is zoning the Shining Crobat bottom laners. And it is 5 people here on the side of Bugpix. Mr. Mime falling quickly as they're going to try to fight for this next objective.
So that Registeel has been waiting on that bottom path for an age, really. Look, Regieleki's almost back up, and it's just showing the weight of Regieleki compared to the bottom Regis. It's looking like we might get this goal broken. Left on 6. Unfortunately, still on 40 for both It's Not Orb and Moonjumper. That bottom goal is going to be destroyed. But let's have a look at his top lane. It's been left free, and Shining Crobat take it with ease. They've broken that top goal, and now they're going to look to push the Regieleki all the way to the second goal.
Yeah, they're going to do that, and there have been so many Unite moves popped already. Mew popped that as well. Zero Aura dealt a lot of damage with the Unite move as well on many people. But the stun coming from the Unleashed Hooper was a lot to keep them in place. And the damage is coming in from Mew. Mew goes down as well. Delphox is alive alongside Pikachu there, but they're going to have to retreat. They're not going to push this Regieleki any further. The presence, the amount of CC coming from Moonjumper, Hooper from Bugpix, they just managed to really negate anything on that Regieleki push. But it was so good coming from Shining Crobat. When they saw an opportunity to take Regieleki as soon as they could, they did it.
I love that cheeky little 27 pot coming through from Mystic on the Pikachu, and the response from the Hooper to swap him over a little bit too late, but now they're determined to go for the Registeel. It's been sat there waiting for almost 4 minutes, and finally now it will fall. It's looking like Regieleki probably won't be given in time, but look at this in the mid lane, the push through coming from this cheeky little trio, looking to take down the cooldown buffs as well, looking to push on through to the goal, but the Hooper being able to see it is going to transport the entire team across to negate as much as they can, but still 33 points was dropped in that goal.
33 points, and that can make for such a huge difference. Oh, well, look at that. Oh, Unite move. It was Shining Crobat's Delphox who done that to keep themselves alive. They're such on low health, they really need to come back to base. And we have a powerful, powerful Unite move that's on cooldown now, but they're going to seem to fight once again, Bacon. Oh!
That Regieleki is going to be up for 26 seconds. Is it just a case of trying not let your opponents get it or try and score it to remove that goal. Who knows, as this big bout sees Mew take down Mr. Mime. They're looking the pot on the goal. They will break it. 10 seconds. Can they push? Can they get the Regieleki? This is almost a speed run for the objective. Both the Slowbro and Mew looking to melt it. We can't see the HP of this Regieleki, but they do not get it in time as we jump towards the Rayquaza. You can see Bugbix ready, lining up in the grass. They are waiting, but on the opposite end, looking to push, just looking to grind out a couple more levels. We don't know. Bugbix are pretty much uncontested towards there, and they're not going for the Rayquaza. They don't know where their opponents, where the other team is right now. They've seen a couple push through, and they know they aren't into that central part just yet, so they might try and keep an opposition force right there, push them back, and then take down the Rayquaza. But no, they're not even touching Rayquaza right now. They've got it in their heads that they've already won it. They're going for a couple of KOs, and now will secure it.
It was such a good engage on the Delphox on the side of Shining Crobat. They melted them down so quickly because they know that that is the most powerful ulti. But we gotta look at this Rayquaza right here because it's still alive, and it's Mr. Mime actually securing it for Shining Crobat. We got all 5 members with the shield, with the Rayquaza buff. 3 goals live, now down to 2, and they're going to push for
okay, Gussenfer should be able to drop that. Good use of the Slowbro to remove, and there it is. That's got to be all she wrote. Shining Crobat will be taking this first round, but it came right down to the wire. And that's what we love about this new map, this new arena, isn't it? It really is not decided right there and then on the Rayquaza fight, like the Zapdos fight, but instead we saw a follow-up fight afterwards, which was the deal maker.
Oh, look at that! Pikachu's really going in for the bait and then taking down Delphox. Just going for a cheeky plus 18 there. Are they going to manage it? That's really funny. Oh my. It really was incredible how that Mr. Mime managed to get the win for Shining Crobat. It really went down to, as you said, not just the first fight in the pit, but also coming down afterwards and being able to push through with the shields and take down all 2 outer goals and the main goal in the base. It really was a turnaround because it was such a tight game making.
Interesting as well, not actually that many KOs, not that many knockouts coming on through as we bring up the battle data here. We expected this from the 2 majors, from both Mystic and Razorblade, alongside on the opposite end Moonjumper to be high damage dealers. But that Ina Orb, 70 from Mew on the losing team is a big amount of damage coming on through there. Definitely a lot of solar beams accounting to that, alongside that buffed up basic attack from Mew, doing a lot of range damage, really pushing on through. But notice the amount of damage received from Smeckle, Cypher, and young Yaban. They've got such defensive force coming on out from that Bugbix squad that they're able to handle what their opponents are throwing at them. And it's just 2 different philosophies approaching the game, where they're looking to soak up the damage and then get those big singular hits from the other 2. Whereas compared to what's Shining Crobat are throwing out, they're just looking for near enough artillery strikes through and through. Just make sure to keep on pumping it out, and eventually you will be able to out damage what they can heal or sustain.
Yeah, definitely. But it's interesting to see that that all happened, because comparing in regards to melee and ranged, because we all know that there is an advantage in early game for ranged Pokemon compared to melees. So we had the Zeraora, which was alright in the central area, so it's okay, it wasn't really contested. But there was, I don't know, I think it was just a game of so much back and forth. They really played it super well when going for takedowns on one side but conceding another. But I think the main thing that guaranteed a little bit more of advantage for Shining Crobat, of course before the Rayquaza, was that one rotation for Regieleki when they saw 5 people from Bugbix were in the bottom path, and they were like, well, you can take us down. We're just going to spawn real quick, go to the top, take the Regieleki before you can even think about teleporting with the Hooper portal to the top path. So when they arrived there, it was too late. It was gone. So I think those things were really a point of difference for Shining Crowbar at that point. But it was not something that Bugbix threw away, because they were almost so close of guaranteeing that Rayquaza. So I'm so excited for this next game.
Bugbix were, in the second half of the game anyway, able to ball up all 5 players really, really well. But notice that they needed all 5 players near enough holding hands to be able to keep that coordination with each other. I feel like that's a strategy which works absolutely fine to create that ball comp, but they're just going to have to get to the objectives, like you said, a little bit earlier. We're going to be writing that on the report cards, just, you know, hand in your homework a little bit earlier, not the day after it was due, and they'd be absolutely golden. On the opposite end there, though, Shining Crowbar were, dare I say, a little too clutch. Like, they scared me. We take that Rayquaza fight at the end, and Gossifleur on their own just rushing on in as the Mr. Mime. We know they can tank a lot of damage, but all we needed to see on the opposite end was that Mew throwing the Solar Beam into the Rayquaza to confirm it. And I think it's really a game of Bugbix kicking themselves, where they're like, we should have taken that.
Yeah, absolutely. They have the weapon to snipe and deal the perfect amount of damage, the final knockout on the objectives. They have that. It's usually Mew. We also have Glaceon, of course, in the general game. Not today, since we just have the Psychic and Electric types. But you have to take advantage of it. You have to be well positioned to be able to guarantee those objectives every time. Because, yeah, as you said, they must be kicking themselves, because to get that stolen from a Mr. Mime is very annoying, as that mon is such a nuisance overall.
Yeah, Mr. Mime's in a great place right now. Like I said earlier at the start, I don't know if he's OP or just people just don't really know how to deal with him. We'll have to decide that on out as time goes on. We're just getting the code on in. We'll be joining the lobby any second now, but I do like this sort of sniper role, and I feel we need more of that within Unite, and Mew having that as an option. But the thing I love most, and we didn't really see it so much within this game, is being able to change your moves on the fly. It's such a powerful capability for Mew, and being able to go from that really long range threat to getting in close. The capability of coaching as well, where you're going to be able to jump between teammates. We didn't really see that much of it within this game. So I feel like Mew's going to be one of those ones where, as time goes on, Mew with the flexibility is going to be so vital to so many teams. But is it more of a case of, is it a jack of all trades, master of none deal? We'll have to find out, because right now Mew's pretty much as powerful as bringing Venusaur to the mix. And to me, that doesn't feel as right. You know, you've got that jack of all trades. They shouldn't be as powerful as a dedicated sniper like Venusaur or RIP Decidueye.
Yeah. Oh, a little owl. I love that one
if
so
only
much.
He could.
Oh, if only. Oh, if only he could. But definitely, just as you, I really like the sniper types. I love getting people from a distance, dealing as much damage as they can. And people really underestimate the amount of strategy and micro knowledge, and also macro, that you have to have for the game to be able to position yourself well. And we're going in. Wait, what is that, Venusaur?
So we have also changed sides as well. I've only just realized, and so I'm quickly changing on over the team names and that as we get this going. It's going to be interesting to see how Bugbix adapt. We're really seeing the same absolute metas coming from both sides, but it's just going to be that case of, like we said earlier, getting to the objectives a little bit quicker and knowing that your opponent is basically just going to prioritize that top objective. Do not care about that bottom objective. That, unfortunately for Regirock, Regice, and Registeel, just does not, you know, exist. Leave them in the friend zone is what I say to that.
Oh, absolutely. You gotta focus on Regieleki. It's so powerful. if you have been playing the game, you have seen the amount of damage that Regieleki is able to put out alongside with the Rotom, rest in peace buff, and it's just something that you cannot ignore. It is too powerful, and it's so funny to see how people in the solo queue used to go so much for Rotom, and now they're actually going bottom. Nothing makes sense, you know? Unite players are weird, but these on our screen, they are not. They are good players, and they have been putting great fights since this first start of the day. And we have already Young Yaban pushing so much on this little Pikachu, while Shining Crobat was taking down the wild Pokemon. Maybe it was a little bit of an overextend. Let's see if they're able to retreat and not go down. It is okay, they're fine, but Zeraora is approaching and lurking around to guarantee any sort of ganking coming from Delphox soon.
They left the back Bumblebees as well there over on the Shining Crobat side, perhaps just trying to rush to their lane to try and get that central contested farm. So we will see the Delphox now step up, so a 3v3 on the top lane. I'm a little bit surprised as well that this time round we're seeing a dedicated 2-1-2 and not 1-2-2, but that is a big push once again from Shining Crobat. The Hooper jump back to get the HP, and then back in the fight. 2v3 will miss the mine, be able to get back in time to even the odds. That's not the berry that Mystic wanted, unfortunately. Did not need a move speed. Oh, and the TP back is beautiful from the Hooper.
Wow. Oh, wow. That was insanely well timed. Amazing. To be fair, I wasn't sure if Pikachu was going to show up in that base, but they are back. They're coming here, and they're trying to defend this goal. We have Delphox joining in the top path. Pikachu with the eject button forward. I don't think they guaranteed that little wild Pokemon there. And Slowbro taking down a little bit of gold, just the cheeky scores. And in the mid lane here, Zeraora just popping off. I think this Mr. Mime was a little bit out of position.
Yeah, well, no, Mr. Mime was going for that central XP, of course, the 8-minute drop of the Altaria, but overextended a little bit. I'm sorry, in a 1v1, we know Mr. Mime is busted at the moment, and it's just way too OP, but you shouldn't expect to win that, especially when the Zeraora was 2 levels ahead.
Oh, absolutely not. There is no way. Oh, and Pikachu might go down right here, and it's so close. Both Pikachu and Hooper remain alive as they're trying to get those last bees in the central. That's so dangerous, Mystic. You gotta go back, buddy. There we go. And here they are, 4 people on the top. I think it's against 5. Or is it everybody here? And the old Unite moves have already been popped off. Lives are just going down as Delphox deals the total amount of damage. The KOs come from the snipes, and Bugbix is asserting a good advantage here to take down the first Regieleki of the second game.
I have lost control of Freecam once again. Unfortunately, we saw this happen last week, but this time round we'll just have to follow on with direct Mons. Look at that big drop down. Getting rid of the Delphox is a big play. Trying to chase down the Mr. Mime, caught in the fire spin, is going to be removed by the Delphox. On the opposite end, Smeckle just not looking to approach onto that Regieleki right now. They know on the opposite side they have got 3 Mons. The Delphox definitely knowing that. Catching the Zeraora now with the jump in, the discharge as well, the jump back. Not wanting to get too much damage on them. Zeraora at times, depending on how you're setting them up, can be a little bit squishy, but looking to just keep out of range of that Delphox is wise.
Definitely, and they're doing a great job of that. And the Unite move from Delphox has been dropped. The big zoning there in the middle of the path. Shining Crobat still pressuring that Regieleki, not letting it reset. The big Unite move from the Mr. Mime is not enough, and they actually get exploded really fast. The comeback with a portal. Coming back again. Regieleki is still alive. Is it though? Yes, it is. It has been reset. And this fight is just lasting so long.
Again, you wouldn't see this on the previous map, would you? Regieleki, after nearly 2 minutes, is still standing, and no one's going to be able to get an inch over each other. Still looking to get the farm, and that's why at this point, everyone is so under-leveled, but it's on both sides. The only XP you're realistically getting is from KOs on the opposite team, hence why you can see Dijav there. Sorry, Dijnav. Looking at the name all completely wrong. At level 10, way ahead. The Delphox of the opposite end. Moonjumper at level 10 as well. Really, really big deciders in these PvP fights for each side, as having 2 levels is a massive advantage in the game.
Oh, absolutely. And Rayquaza is still up. Actually, Slowbro is down to take down that Reggie by themselves. A sneaky little thing. And while on top us, we have... look at him go. The ulti from Razorblade taking down the enemy Delphox. Snipes coming from Mew is not enough. Jnav, yes,
hey,
the Zero Horror is still alive. Yeah, they are back. And they're still trying to push this path here and get enough pressure to take down Regieleki. But Mr. Mime is going in with the ulti, takes down the Delphox, and it's, as you said, just people dying and dying. Being knocked out and knocked out, one after the other. Oh no, is Pikachu young? You got it, okay. Oh, I was really, really concerned.
Looking to try and get the snipe, and I wouldn't blame them right there. Slowbro is going to get it in the end. The Pikachu being removed here. Gustafer removed as well. Not Orb on the Mew, with so much damage being pumped on out, and both squads still know that Regieleki is just not to be touched. No, no, no. You leave them alone. Up in the grass. Now finally getting a couple shots put on in, as we do see that changed on over to that bottom lane here from Sinatra, as that Slowbro is being so cheeky, trying to divert them, trying to take the attention. Regieleki under attack right now. 4 versus it. Mystic from afar alongside Dijnav, just waiting for a chance to get in there with the sniper. I mean, Delphox, Moonjumper is so wise trying to keep them at bay.
Oh, they are so wise in how they're playing, really. The distance and the advantage they can get from being so ranged, having the CC, has been great so far. And we have been seeing so many Unite moves going so fast here. Mew going down very quickly with a cheeky damage coming from Shining Crowbar. But you see what I mean? It's just Unite moves after Unite moves, but maybe this fight is going to be different, and it's going to actually lead into a Regieleki knockout. Actually, it's 30 seconds for Rayquaza. What is happening?
Wait. Predictions in chat. Do we think this Regieleki is getting taken out? I'm putting no. I don't even know if the Rayquaza is getting taken on out right here, because Shining Crowbats, whilst all this is going on, big battle as Mr. Mime takes down Delphox. I'll quickly point to it. There's no goal here. Shining Crowbats have removed a goal. They're currently in the lead, albeit by 11 points, so it's not a comfortable lead at all, mind you. But they are currently in the driver's seat. They currently have the charge on their opponents, even with this Delphox really controlling that picture of Mystic. Oh, that's a brilliant disable. Is Mystic going to get removed for this, though? The overextension not going to come on through, and so they still stand. But in the background, a couple of these cheeky little pops. And right now, Buckbeak's in the lead. They're trying to attack on the goal. Yes, we know that Rayquaza is not getting touched. Oh, the Hooper coming on out here. Unleash Rip.
Wow. Big brain. Oh my god, the big brain plays. Shining Crowbar, as you said, no Rayquaza is necessary. The rotation with Hooper's Unite move, unleashing score after score. But it's just 45 points so far. It's not that big of a difference. There's a little more than 1 minute left on the clock.
Okay, that had forced a little bit of a change-up, you could say, as now there will be a fight over Rayquaza. Shining Crowbats taking the charge. Well, they had to risk it for the biscuit, and right now they are munching on those Choco Chips. It's right here from afar, waiting for a snipe. They know. And this is a beautiful little diversion once again. The Mew should be able to drop the Zorua, and does indeed, but the Mew again dropped in response, and this just looks once again like a battle of attrition. Both sides just trying to get a little bit of an extra edge, but it's only the Hoopers that can really reposition and move them about.
Yeah, and Mr. Mimes on both teams have really been able to knock out and finalize all of those fights when their carries are just so low health. And as you said, maybe we're going to really see no Rayquaza being knocked down. It's 10 seconds. Are we going to have some cheeky scores? 25 turning into 50. Is it going to be possible?
That's
going
to be an extra 30.
An extra 30. Wait, I don't have
quick maths. I don't think that does it.
I think they're going to be like 5 or 2 points short.
Shining Crabats in the orange do take it. It's going to be a 2-0 victory. It was good. That final 15-point push was excellent. That's exactly what they needed to do. But unfortunately, they just did not have the points behind it. And so Bugbix will be dropping in the quarterfinals. Commiserations. We've got so many stacked teams within this bracket that unfortunately these teams had to face up against each other early doors. But Bugbix, go away, holding your heads high. That was an incredible matchup. It was super close for both rounds, coming right down to the wire. And now they can just have a little look at what the other teams are going to do from here on out. But again, this is a theme tournament. This might not be their main pick, so this might be very off picks, to be honest. You know, we don't particularly see, whilst we do see a lot of these picks within competitive Pokemon Unite, Mew's the new one into the mix, and Zeraora we don't often actually see on the opposite side, do we?
Yeah, we really do not. So it's interesting to see that those things happened, and that's what's nice about theme cups. We have these sometimes not really that much played Pokemons, and we have just, I honestly had such a blast watching that Zeraora play, because that positioning was incredible to see. Their ability to go in, take down the carry so fast and come back. As coming from Moonjumper as well, their positioning was great. So as you said, Bugbix really have to keep their heads high because their performance was amazing. The both matches was so tight, so clutch, and we have incredible teams in this cup tonight. So you're gonna have to face them early on. It is quarterfinal, so unfortunately they have been knocked out. But as I was, what do we have? Is it news?
Our reigning champions from the last Mathcord Cup, the Unite API Cup, Hunter x Hunter, had been knocked out in a 2-0 fashion by Dark Aura. They will be facing off against Shining Crobat in the upper semi. We're going to be going on over towards the opposite side of the bracket though so far, aren't we? We've already seen Shining Crobat. We want to see as many teams as possible. We know that Dark Aura has taken down Demon God Dragons, and we're just waiting on the results from Dawn Shard versus Breathing Impossible. Breathing Impossible, of course, our runners-up from last time. I'm looking forward to that match. We're going to be jumping on over to the lower semi-finals. Folks at home, if you want to keep up with the bracket and what's going on, !bracket in chat. If that's not set up right now, Krabs is in chat. Our wonderful head moderator will be able to answer all your questions and see what's going on. But Soph, I think we need to head to a break. Let the folks at home quickly go grab a drink, grab a snack. Whilst you're doing it, drop a little follow as well. We've got a fresh channel here and we're trying to get as much support and that path towards affiliated, of course, and make sure to drop that follow to support us. But guys, we're going to head on over to break. When we get back, we'll be hopping into the semi-finals of the Mathcord Cup.
Internet's gone low, so time is through. Making a love with you. So I'ma sit and just lay in my bed with the fries in my hand, getting stuck to the race with you. For a sleeping cruise, no. Stress is getting just a little bit lower. Mine's getting just a little bit closer. Find somebody in my life that can make it through. I'll be lost, I'll be found in the broken. Way out in the crowd, feeling open. Find somebody in my life that can make it through. That one's just me times two. That one's just me times two. I've been crazy, been thinking for too long now. Let it take on the world with two arms now. Got me singing right in the dark. No feelings I couldn't store. Ooh, and I swear I proved all the ways I'm here. Got my drink and trying to get what to do, yeah. I better fake it, yeah, we can work together till we make it. Better take a life like we're running out of patience. My mind's gone out way too far. Yeah, I'm not right, but I'm about to fake it. Yeah, we can work together till we make it. Better take a life like we're running out of pages. I know that times have been hard, but that's alright, cause we found out. Stress is getting just a little bit lower. Mine's getting just a little bit closer. Find somebody in my life that can make it through. I'll be lost, I'll be found in the broken. Way out in the crowd, feeling open. Find somebody in my life that can make it through. That one's just me times two.
I want you and only you. I got nothing left to lose. Oh, so I'll keep waiting for you. It's the only thing that I can do to keep my composure. I need you closer. I want you and only you.
Children used to run and play. Look at all the mess we made. Guess I never know where it went wrong. Sometimes I feel like all that's sad, 'cause we're old and people forget. In this crazy world I don't belong. I see fire burning but I close my eyes. I'd rather deny that. Everything is falling out of place. I see trees ripped from the ground but nobody makes a sound. I see fire burning but I'm fine. I am nobody. Feels so unsure. Didn't we deserve more? The burden that you left is way too heavy for me. Do you ever feel like the world would die out? My anxiety's off the roof, I cry out. We have gone too far, take me back right now. I see fire burning but I close my eyes. I'd rather deny that. Everything is falling out of place. I see trees ripped from the ground but nobody makes a sound. I see fire burning but I'm fine. I am nobody.
And welcome back, folks. We are going to be moving on into the semi-finals, and well, Soph, it's weird, yo. Like, what is going on today? Let's bring up the bracket here. We're going to be looking on over towards Battle 5, and as you can see, let me just, you know, zoom on in here. We've got 3 new teams that we have never seen before, making it through to the semi-finals. Shining Crowbats, as we just saw, took down Bug Picks, but Haunter x Haunter are reigning champions, taken down by Dark Aura. On the opposite side, though, Breathing Impossible, the previous Breathing Hammers side, just got defeated by Dawn Shard in Game 3, the only Game 3 of the day. So, this is our 4 remaining teams. It's wild right now, isn't it?
Oh, it's so wild. And if we have the same type of action, which we had with Shining Crowbat and Bugbex in the grand finals, if we have Shining Crowbat in the grand finals again, that will be so exciting. Because I don't know if you guys, if you're just tuning in, we had this amazing game, Shining Crowbat versus Bugbex. It was unfortunately for Bugbex a sweep, and to be fair, even though it was a sweep, it was a very competitive and close game for both teams in the 2 games that we had. So I want to see that type of action. And as you said, we have 3 new teams in the semifinals. How awesome is that?
I loved it. As soon as we hopped on into like our internal like staff chat, James Relic was there instantly like, it's Shining Crowbat's time. They have been the bridesmaid, never the bride for way too long. They have always been runners up or coming 3rd, 4th. This is their tournament to take. But how can we say that for sure? We've got 3 brand new teams we've never seen before. We don't know what they're capable of, and so I feel bad because I really want to see Dark Aura versus Shining Crowbat, because Shining Crowbat's a perfect benchmark to get to those grand finals. But we have to be fair. We want to show as many teams as possible on the broadcast. That means we go to the other semi-finals and we get to learn what Dark Aura and Dawn Shard are all about. 2 great names, of course, 2 great teams, I'm sure, to get to this level, because we already know the capabilities of Breathing Impossible, that Breathing Hammers side. So we're pretty sure this is going to be a stacked semi, isn't it?
Oh, it's going to be so stacked. And as you said, to see 2 new teams, it's going to be an amazing, exciting, first fresh over breath of fresh air into this day. And well, it's Psychic and Electric Day. So let's have a look here. We have Brains over Brawn. We have Delphox available, Aspeon, Hooper, Zeraora, Pikachu, Slowbro, Mr. Mime, Mew, and Gardevoir, which is we accidentally forgot
the secret hidden final boss. That's what I've been told, right?
Boss. Yeah, exactly. It's the hack.
And Gardevoir, maybe it's perhaps those last teams were watching in broadcast and went, oh, okay, so the Gardevoir's not a pick. They are. It's fine. We'll see if they come out. But Delphox filling a very similar role. We saw how impactful Delphox was last time around in that last match, and I do expect them to be featuring on in here once again. Saying that, let's hop on into the picks. Of course, we're going to be seeing similar formats because, well, we've only got 9 mon to pick from. So same old there. Over on the left side, which should be Dark Aura. On the opposite end, though, well, it's looking pretty much the same. But look at that, Espeon being brought into the fold.
Yeah. It's definitely the one difference that we've seen so far. And the fact that there is no Delphox, which we really thought was a highlight in this last series. So we'll see how Espeon is going to perform, because it hasn't been in such a competitive level so far, has it, Bacon?
The competitive scene is probably going to be in a little bit of a mixer right now. Let's be real, folks. New map, we're seeing, you know, new mon come into the fold as being powerful choices. So as we just wait, Mew is, for me, going to be one of those, are they going to stand the test of time? Are they really going to push on through to the competitive scene? like I said, that versatility, the jack of all trades aspect, is it worth it for those pro teams? But Slowbro is in question right now. We're seeing the rise of Snorlax once again. Mr. Mime currently very, very powerful. Zeraora with a lot of movement capabilities on a movement-based map. What can they do? Let's find out now as we hop on into the arena over towards Fierce Sky Ruins. Who is going to be taking that central lane? We're expecting Zeraora from both sides, but actually a little bit of a mix-up here. Dead Delia going to be taking it on the Delphox. On the opposite end, it is the Zeraora. So different mindsets coming out from both these two teams. The Espeon taking that lower lane over there for Dawn Shard. That leaves the top lane on over for that Mew and Hooper.
Yeah, it is, and Mew is already trying to take down as much wild Pokemon as they can, and at the same time taking a lot of help from that Zeraora in the lane. But it is really a difference here to see how in the last series we also had Zeraora versus Delphox, and now we have Zeraora versus Delphox once again. But this time, since we do have two Zeraoras in both teams, of course, one Zeraora in the two teams, we have a Zeraora in a path instead of the central area.
Interesting as well to see no stacking builds going on, which sort of surprises me, I'm not going to lie, because stacking feels very powerful on this map, especially into that top lane. Look in the bottom lane, the Altaria do drop. Let's take a look towards that top lane. Who is getting the most XP, the most out of it? And it is looking like it's going to be Dark Water, because over here, Mojo right now has gone for the XP in the center lane, leaving that top lane at a disadvantage. And I'm not going to lie here, so that worries me a little bit.
Yeah, that's definitely something to look out for. We already have Zeraora coming in really hot, jumping on Slowbro, taking a little bit of damage back, just asserting some pressure in this top path. While they don't see Delphox in the map, but still being a little cautious there. But I'm pretty sure I saw one stacking build in the loadout when we first picked up the Pokemon. I think it was Dark Water's Mew? It was someone. I know someone was wearing the 3 glasses, the 3 specs. So we'll see how things are going to turn out as we have this big fight happening on the central area here. So far, nothing really as a Pokemon being knocked out, but a lot of pressure, taking so much. Okay, I thought that snipe was going on that Mew, and I thought it was going to die. I was a little scared, but everybody's safe so far. A little bit down on health, but they're still here defending the zones. 22 seconds for the first Regieleki of the game, and this Aurora Moju is looking a little worry, yes, as they go down just before 10 seconds for the first objective to spawn. What a nice solar beam, 4 people stacked.
So they try to get in a little bit early for this XP, trying to get there for the Regieleki as well, but it's seemingly not going the way of Dark Water. Dawn Shard currently with quite a sizable little score difference going in their favor. That's mainly at that bottom goal. Regieleki being fought over right now. The Mew caught in a spiral, but Skybreaker does get out the other Mew on the opposite end there for Dark Aura. Goat Milk looking to throw so much with that solar beam, but is dropped on down. In revenge comes through the Delphox onto the Zeraora, and now you can see Dawn Shard finally cementing themselves, but they've moved on to the Regieleki perhaps a little too soon. Here comes Game Wed. And look at that dead Delphia looking to seal the deal, trying to remove so much from that Dawn Shard side, but the Hooper so powerful in jumping back to base, getting the heals, and then back. It is going to be Dawn Shard taking the Regieleki with a snipe at the end from the Espeon.
Yeah, Espeon sniping there, so much damage that ability can deal. And Zeraora seems to be in damage, and they are knocked down. But Regieleki takes out 2 people from Dark Water. While Dawn Shard is trying to push as much as they can. It's just Slowbro here on the top lane alone versus 3 people. And I mean, 4 people with the Regieleki. He has gotten to the base. The goal, oh, look at that, 40 on a 1 bacon. Oh,
indeed, and Sorry, folks, I have just realised there is no audio coming through on the game, correct? So I will get that fixed up in the next break. But for now, we just have to take a little bit of a look here over in the center lane as I hop to it. This is absolutely free for Skybreaker take down in the lower lane. Slowbro, once again, a massive nuisance on this goal. Has got the 6. Not looking to break it, though. I thought they would just look to remove it because breaking goals early on this map, on Fierce Skyrunes, is such a powerful tool.
Oh, it really is. And the snipes coming from Gold Milk, they are coming in too. And it is Espeon going down in this little fight here while Slowbro was trying to take the 6 points there on the goal. We have a lot of action already with the Unite move coming from Unleashed Hooper. And it's going on everybody. Mew ulties and makes old Dawnshard invisible. And they guarantee the fight, the goal, and most probably this Reggie as well.
I'm just going to look to move it on over here to move the sound on over. Can I fix this? We'll have to see. As the fight's pushing on out here, I'm very sorry.
Sound is on. It is confirmed. Sound is back on. Is it there? Wait, I think it's gone again. It was on for a second. It's alright, we'll fix that later. Let's go
Sound
up to this top pass. Let's go. Next fight for Reggie Lecky. Spawning
there we go,
we already have. Let's go, Bacon. Thank you so much. We already have Delphox, half health, Slowbro, Zero Aura, and Espeon here on the top lane bar versus 4 people, and they're going in deep. Mew with the ulti, making everybody invisible, but the snipe coming from Skybreaker was too powerful. So well lined up, and it's 4 people against Zero Aura, and once again another solar beam, making sure it to take down the opponent. And Dark Altar, it looks to be in a bad shape right now.
So that was a little bit of a mess, let's just be honest there for Dark Altar. A little bit of overcommitment. Should have taken that step back and then gone for a big charge on in, but it's looking like the Regieleki won't be able to make it on through to the goal line, so nothing really lost there. Where do Dawnshard go from here? Where do they look to stack up? Do they stay on that top lane, go for another fight? Near enough stick guaranteeing for the Regieleki. Or as we look here, questionable. Mew gonna look to take the buff, that cooldown buff, meaning that they're gonna be able to get even more solar beams on out, and I think that's a good choice right now. A big change up to Fierce Skyrunes, so that I can see, is that you can distribute those buffs a little bit better with the spacing. Don't be afraid to hand it off from that central laner. Give it on over to some of your bigger, more powerful, heavy hitters, like Mew here as the example, as they will take the Reggie just before the Rayquaza fight.
Definitely, Bacon. I agree with you 100%. That's one of the things I like the most about this new map. Theia Runes really makes things more dynamic. You have people leveling up better. They level up faster. As you said, you can distribute the buffs better as well. And you can also distribute yourselves with better positioning. Wow, a 77 overdunk on the top path coming from Dark Water. But the 88 from Dawnshard, and on top path as well, the goal is done. And really, people are noticing how sometimes you don't need to get the Rayquaza.
Oh, the steal!
And Dawnshard steals the Rayquaza! How did that happen? He was definitely on the hands of Dark Water. They were all stacked there, and the steal coming from Slowbro to make sure everything was on their side. Zero stacking another 100. Slowbro on the bottom path, 78, and we're up to 625 versus 167.
We asked, what can Dawnshard bring through taking down Breathing Hammers, and we have seen what they have brought through. This was a big, big dub on that Rayquaza with the steal, showing themselves to be dominant afterwards. They had planned it on through. What were the sneaky little drops, but that Hooper unleashed to bring the whole squad back to the Rayquaza was massive.
Oh, absolutely massive. 30 seconds here. A Mew on top of with 50 coins. We have... They're really looking eager to try to score on this path. The ultimates are being dropped. They're going down. 4 versus 1. Mew trying to snipe and take everybody before they can score. A 24 has been scored, but it's far from what Dark Orta would need to level out this game.
Time's up. And well. What do we have here? A dominating victory, but only at the end. So for the large part of that game, like we saw in the previous series, it was pretty much even Stevens. You know, the most they got apart from each other was, what, 60 points, I do believe?
I think so. Yeah, it was fairly even all around. And I think the difference came down to how Darnshard really felt confident on their strategy towards late game. They knew as Rayquaza was going to spawn, it's going to be, of course, the main objective. So they decided to split push, which was really interesting. And the cherry on top for Satsefin actually stealing the Rayquaza, that was just... It was really just to finish it off and grant them a really perfect wrap-up. Because I think... most likely, their advantage in that push before Rayquaza might have been already enough because it was so many points.
So I'm thinking here, this could go to the game 3. Like, most people will probably look at this, what, nearly 450 points difference between the two teams. Oh, this is going to be a blow. No. Dark Orta did come in very powerful, and I think probably were leading the first half of the game, but it was just that first Regieleki. Once it was won, actually, I'll go back and bring this up once again. That was the difference maker right there. That first Regieleki to get the XP difference, to then be able to push onwards, and from that point, well, we saw coming in for Dark Orta, they couldn't really get a foot in, and... well, the cleverness, let's just put it there, around the Rayquaza to go for those cheeky little dunks and then use the hoop of the pool, the whole team to the center, near enough causing some disruption, causing chaos. Chef's kiss, beautiful plays. I want to see more of that.
Oh my god, me too. And if we continue to have this type of play, and we honestly, it was this sort of gameplay in the last series as well, because we saw Shining Crobat versus Bugbix, and it was just as good as this. Like, how can we... I'm just so happy that we have amazing teams, recurring teams, new teams joining us and bringing us such incredible and fun gameplays for our little theme cups, celebrating Mori here. It's the Min Mori series, Mathcord Cup. And a reminder that this is our first game of semi-final, so our lower bracket of first game of the lower bracket, and we're still gonna have upper semi-finals and grand finals today. And of course, if you haven't signed up for today and you want to participate in the next cup, we've got the Mori tourney. Pink, pink, it's pink.
So
it's my
pink,
day,
Mom.
you guys. It's pink. Everybody is pink blob, just like me. And I'm so excited to how this is going to be. And I hope everybody is also as excited as me, because look at those. Look at those, Mon. We have Espeon, Hoopa, Serena, Sylveon, Blissey, Mr. Mime, Slowbro, Wigglytuff, Mew. I think we got everybody.
Yeah.
And it's just going to be so fun because we have a little unconventional Mon. We have very meta like Mew, Mr. Mime. And, well, if you're interested, I'm going to be casted as well. So we're going to have back with us Relic, which has casted, who has casted the previous, the Unite API with Bacon. If you haven't watched it, well, it's in the videos in our Twitch channel. And if you haven't followed us, make sure to do so, because we are just getting into the groove of providing so many tournaments. As I said, people that already played and new people. So feel free to gather up. It's a community thing. We're all very friendly and nice, and we just want to provide a good, fun time for you guys.
So the simplest way to do that, Soph, is just to hit up the link tree, all the other different links we have in our about section. Go join the Discord server, come join us on Twitter as well, drop a follow there. We've also got TikTok. I've been making sure to upload the clips here from Twitch over there. We will also next week have YouTube up and running. I really wanted last week's VOD to be up on YouTube. You know, I've got it downloaded on my PC. There was a little bit of a difficulty in uploading, so by next week we'll have not only last week's VOD but this week's VOD up there as well. I don't know about you guys at home. I prefer to watch my VODs and to catch up over on YouTube. So, you know, that's where I'll be going for that action. But yes, if you want to get involved next week, if you want to sign up as a player, or, you know, just come tune on in once again, this is the place. We will hold in the Mori tournament. It's all about pink there. I know a lot of people are a little bit upset saying, oh, where is Gardevoir for that one as well? But come on, Gardevoir's not really a pink one. All they've got is the chest
come on,
spear,
it's a green
plate.
mon.
I don't know what that is. It's a green and white mon. Come on.
It's a green and white mon. Definitely not a pink mon. When we literally have so many mons with the not just pink, but the same tone, the same shade of pink.
Yeah.
They all and it's the perfect shade of pink. Come on. Can we all agree with that?
So, players are all into the lobby, so we should begin started any second now. I am ready to push the buttons and get us underway. I do need to quickly go in and change over the sides which the team are on, but I can do that whilst we are looking at the picks and bans. And I'm going to be honest, I don't think we're going to see any changes up. I think we've seen the meta of the Mathcord Cup.
Yeah, I don't think so either. It's, as you said, the meta of the Mathcord Cup. We had the previous series, both teams remained with the same picks. And I think it's going to be the same thing here. I think that considering that we have such a limited pool of mon, we really should be looking at people playing with the mon they are most comfortable with. And since it's so limited, it's going to be lucky to have a person that is really comfortable with so many mon into the pool. So yeah, I think it's going to be the same. And I think what's going to change is a little bit of their awareness on the enemy. So they know that they can pull out those types of plays. So they're going to be a little more prepared. And I think, predictions here, we're getting through to maybe a third game.
I hope we get that third game. I feel like we missed out. You know, Dawnstar's already seen that third game. Perhaps they'll be kind enough to treat us to another one, but as we look at the picks and bans, like we said, Soph, it is more of the same. I'm loving seeing that Espeon in the mix, so hopefully we can get a little bit more camera time on them later.
Absolutely. And the only difference that we have here is actually Pikachu. They weren't present in the previous game, weren't they?
No, I don't think they were, so yes.
Who was it? Wait, who was it? Was it another Zeraora? Yeah, it was the second Zeraora. Yeah. It was a second Zeraora, so we switched one electric for another, a melee for a ranged. And as you said, I am really happy to see Espeon here, because I feel like the presence that Delphox can have with the zoning and the crowd control can also be provided in a slightly different manner from Espeon. So, and I think that's what Marlo has been accomplishing so far. So I think this is nice to keep Espeon here, and we'll see how the difference is going to be affecting the game with the Pikachu instead of Zeraora in this mix. I'm
curious to see if we do see, say, the Pikachu run the Volt Tackle and Electro Ball combo, perhaps, in a similar role to that Zeraora. We'll have to find on out, though, as we get things underway. We have had the two teams switch sides, so it's Dawnshard now on the purple side and Darkwater on the orange. I'm going to go give Dawnshard, sorry, that little purple blip there. They are one up in the series. They just have to take this game, or perhaps the next, if they're pushed to game 3, and they will be going through to the finals. Yeah, once again here we have Zeraora on the central area on one side, Delphox on the other. And pretty much here the same thing on top path. The Hoopa and the Mew versus the other Mew
and the Slowbro. So far, this Hooper is looking a little fragile, you might say, but they have stolen the berry. That's the advantage this Mon can provide. And now it's actually Slowbro that's running out on health alongside this Mew. So the pressure is really coming from both sides here, Bacon.
Okay, so Delphox looking to grab up the XP from the central lane as well, in the central area. It's only been a minute on into this game. Zeraora on the opposite side, respect of each other, but now they will see each other. Today, let's go for a fight. Look at this, Delphox going up to the top lane. Zeraora focusing on the bottom lane. This is unorthodox, making sure to go for that bottom lane, but they do take out the Mr. Mime, and could they perhaps push on this bottom goal? We saw a lot of respect up on that top lane last time round. They are looking to push on, dunking a lot of points. That is already halfway gone, and the Pikachu is removed as well.
Oh, wow. The one hit from Aspeon is so powerful. Look at that. I really love that Mon. But amazing push coming from the Zeraora gank, followed up by those bottom Pokemon. And they, as you said, they managed to really get half of the goal scored already. And that's a great push for them.
Big idea as well coming on through here is Dark Water wasn't able to get anything from that top lane. Look, the Delphox was removed, and now Mojo on that Zeraora is pushing onto that top lane, looking towards the Delphox coming on through from Dark Water. They have got the XP from the Altara in the center, but they have had to give up so much up on that top lane. They're now trying to push it on through, but nothing to be gained once again. 62 to nothing, and it is looking good for Dawn Shard in the early game.
It really is, and they're keeping the pressure and the skill level that they showed us in the last match. But on the bottom path here, we have 3 versus 1, and also a big dunk coming from these two attackers here. Slowbro is trying to keep up with a little bit of that, but the goal is down to 21 points. And the Hooper portal has been activated to let everybody come to this top path and guarantee the Regieleki soon enough.
This is worrying me. It's 3v3 up the top lane. We will see Mojo come on in, step up to help with this fight, but it feels very late from the side of Dark Water. They have closed the gap for score, but are they going to be there? Who's going to get the first pick? We are seeing that picture of Monk use the Electro Ball, and we are also seeing Delphox take down the Zeraora. The big beefy one is removed. So much damage taken away, and now is all on Dark Water to take them down. Delphox to take another name. This time Mew. Mew from Dark Water just getting out with dodge. They're looking to remove the Regieleki now, so but look at this. Mojo wants to step in and is quickly removed. Mime will get the Regieleki. Dark Water, what a turnaround.
What a turnaround. Unfortunately, it was really a misplay coming from Skybreaker. They really should have just went back to lane walking, because they just spawned in the middle of Delphox's ulti, and that's not a place where you want to be found at. And unfortunately, Mew is one of the greatest sources of damage coming from Dawnbreaker. That's a little bit of a confusion. Dawn Shard and then Skybreaker. There we go.
Yeah, I that definitely hit. What did I say? Dark Shard? Dark Star earlier? So, Reggie Ice this time on the bottom lane. People aren't going for that one. Instead, Mr. Mime here just taking a step back, looking to go farm up in the corner. This Hooper, I'm not too sure what they're thinking right now. Going for the pot. So we look towards his mid lane. Everyone is taking a little step down, looking to come join in that bottom lane.
Ooh.
But it feels very disjointed.
It does. It does. I think that the advantage built by Dark Water is destabilizing Dawn Shard a little bit, and the ulti from Aspeon is so close to taking down Mew, but they fall down instead, and Mew gets sniped by Dawn Shard's Mew, and it is so close to taking down one more. There it is. It's just Delphox dead, Dahlia alive right now, coming back to base. Monk is gonna stay here. It's going to be 1 versus 4. They'll probably have to concede this one, but actually, is it good to stay here when Regieleki is spawning on top path?
That's a big question. They have taken the goal and a little bit more XP for Mew, but right now this looks free. They're melting it. They're looking to get rid.
Yeah.
There's Hooper Unleashed to bring the whole team into the mix. Great response from the Slowbro and Mr. Mime to seal the deal. Once again, Darkwater to take the Regieleki. That's both times now. That's a big advantage.
Oh, look at that. Amazing, amazing fight coming from Darkwater. They really managed to... Well, we see the enemy... That's a shame. We see the enemy on the bottom path. We're going to melt Regieleki so quick. And that's what he did, even though it was a great play coming from Moomist as well. With the OTD, Hooper Unleashed, taking everybody to the top path, but it wasn't fast enough, and the guarantee from Mr. Mime was just right to secure the Darkwater. So many names with D. Darkwater, that Regieleki there in an amazing push with now more than 100 points to their side.
Look at the levels as well. Still very close, so within the range of possibilities for both sides, of course, to take this, and Dawnshard could bring it on back as this Mr. Mime walks up towards mid. Yep, doesn't want anything to do with that Mew. Let's take a little step back. Oh, I've got teammates here. We can push in on this. Where have they gone? A little bit of headless chicken action, I'm not going to lie, but oh, the Espeon! That is literally 1 HP, and they have to run.
Oh, they really do, since we have already a big ulti coming from this Mew. They wanted a blood. They wanted to take down the Espeon, but they managed to come back to base. So right now we have 30 seconds for Rayquaza, and Mew doesn't have their Unite move.
Oh, but look at this. 5v4, the Delphox of Darkwater not in the mix, having to run through jungle, making sure to get those buffs, but they need to be quicker. They don't want to turn up to an already decided fight. The Slowbro again very close into the action here, as that's some Slowbro on Slowbro action, and Mr. Mime, I don't know what the Mr. Mime is doing right here. It's very unconventional to the current theme of the game for Darkwater, where they're not going in being a heavy damage dealer. Rayquaza does drop into the field, and now the fight just pushes on down south as Mew takes out Delphox.
Yeah, they're doing it really quickly. The ulti so well positioned. So many KOs, it's just 2 people alive in the side of Darkwater. It is Slowbro. It's now only Slowbro, and we have actually Dawnshard dominating this Rayquaza fight. 3 people trying to take down as much health on this objective as they can, but Delphox is coming in. Slowbro's here. Scald is... The surf is here, but it is Dawnshard's Slowbro guaranteeing the buff. And actually, none of them have the shield anymore. It's already been melted. And there's just around 20 points in difference between these 2 teams. Bottom path, they're pushing hard from the side of Dawnshard. Are they going to be able to score 50? It is... They're not! They're dead! It is Hooper with 50 also going down. And Darkwater pushing here on top path. Mew takes down 1. Espeon trying to take down enemy Mew. Oh, the flash in. And this is very, very, very competitive. I don't know how this is going to turn out, because I don't know if the purple team can actually reach the other side. Mew is there, and they have the shield. They're going to be able to do it. It's 20 seconds. Mew, Skybreaker, really getting the points down, but Cheeky Monk is here. Espeon is going to be able to come and knock them up. They are down, and this looks to be 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. It looks to be a game 3. Wait, is it?
No.
No,
let's have a little look. Let's have a little look on the final scores. Dawnshard, the one on the left, are victorious once again. Darkwater bringing it so close, but could not clutch it right there at the end. And so, Dawnshard, with a 2-0 win, will be pushing on through to the grand finals. I mean, again, low KOs across the board. 9 being the max coming through from Skybreaker, and well, 6, I guess, contested by both Goat Milk and Monk. I think it's just these long stalled wars of attrition, but Skybreaker take about 192 points scored. The whole team has got to be thanking them for that, because looking at the difference, it was all in favor of Dark Water right to the end, so with those sneaky final pushes.
Look at that. Oh my. It was Dark Water all the way from 3 minutes on. They had a huge lead. I mean, to be fair, in the graph, it looks huge, but actually it was like 40, 50 points or something. So it was very close all throughout the game. And to see that just the tiniest of differences in points guaranteeing them the victory. Wow, Skybreaker, that was so sneaky and so well executed. I think they were the only Mon that still had the Rayquaza buff on them.
Yeah.
So to be able to sneakily quickly get there and score those points, securing I think a 20 or something point lead, it was just enough, because it was close, so close to the end of the game. Dark Water really tried. They pushed in, but Aspion defended well alongside Delphox. So really, once again, we have such a close game. But it is Dawn Shard confirmed for Grand Finals, and we actually have confirmation also on the opponent for the Grand Finals. Tell me about it, Bacon.
Well, Dawn Shard have taken down Dark Water, and now they've got to go take down Dark Aura. Shining Crobat once again holding the tradition that no one wants to hold, but they must be maintained. They are traditions after all. Shining Crobat drop to Dark Aura. Commiserations once again. That was in game 3 as well, so Shining Crobats didn't go out with a whimper. They went out kicking and screaming. They tried their darndest to take this one. It was their time, but alas, they will have to come back for the Pink Cup, the Mori Cup next time round to claim the all-important crown. We have our grand finals locked in, so it's Dark Aura versus Dawn Shard.
Oh, here it is. And I think this is going to be incredible. I think if we can still think that things are going to escalate and just be as good as they have been, because first game, first series, amazing, super clutch. This one, 20 points clutch. Hello? And a team being in the lead for so long during the game and then falling short. This grand finals is not going to disappoint anyone.
I think we're going to need a drink for that one. Go hydrate yourself. Go get yourself another glass of water, or at least top it on up. Guys, we'll be back after the break with the grand finals of the Mathcord Cup.
fingers stained with blood. Been grasping all day, losing my touch with reality. Driving all day, searching all night. Can't seem to focus this double sight. This is a tale sworn in a sight. Finding my way back to
one specific frequency. Release me, set me free. Release me, set me free. So lost, so torn, can't help, need more. So lost, so torn, oh. This is a tale sworn in a sight.
Welcome back, folks. We're going to be moving on into the grand finals very quickly. We have got two amazing teams. We've already seen one of them, but the other, very similar name, but we haven't had the chance to see him just yet. It's Dark Aura versus Dawnshard. Dark Aura, so not only taking down our reigning champions, Haunter x Haunter, but taking down a staple grand finalist, at least very semi-finalist each and every time, Shining Crobat. These are two stacked squads, it seems.
Oh, they really are. Because this last game, oh my, I can't even comprehend how Dawnshard actually managed to get a win on that when Dark Aura was on the lead the whole game. So if Dark Aura behaved and really performed like that good, even though they lost, Dark Aura, which is possibly a sister team, they are going to really knock it out of the park. Well,
Yeah.
at least do their best to knock it out of the park, because Dawnshard is not going to take it easy.
Yeah, we don't have the confirmation on the whole Dark Aura, Dark Aura situation, but we do have confirmation that all the teams are ready to go, so any moment now we will start. I guess the pick phase, there's no bans here, so let's hop on into the field. Actually, let me bring this one up so you know which side is picking for which. Dark Aura over on the left, that then leaves Dawnshard, the orange once again. Skybreaker as well, we saw them in chat type up a little bit. This was a team that was just freshly picked coming into this one, a bunch of randoms, but that chemistry instantly there, it seems, Soph.
Oh, it really is. And I've got to say, it is the first game we've seen our Gardevoir actually being picked. Dawnshard decides to be the first team to do that in the series, and I believe this is going to go great, because they also have Espeon. I was going to compare it with the Delphox pick, but in this case, they have Gardevoir and Espeon. Wow, Dark Aura has Delphox. Wait, what did I just repeat myself? One team Gardevoir and Espeon, and the other team Delphox and Espeon. This is going to be crowd control galore.
Interesting, yeah, with the Pikachu there as well, but no Hooper for Dark Aura.
Yeah.
We've seen how impactful Hooper has been for these team fights to bring everyone there, as well as that sneaky little bait play that came earlier from Dawnshard, where they were able to send the team during that Rayquaza fight off to just score some points and then jump back into the fight when Rayquaza got to half HP. So I'm wondering if they're going to do that again. We'll have to find on out as we head on over to the field. Let's put 10 minutes onto that clock and get this underway. It's going to be Dark Aura in the purple, Dawnshard in the orange. Let's get this one going.
Let's get this going. Delphox on the side of Dark Aura is going to go to central area, whereas Gardevoir is going to be the one central area for Dawnshard. I think this is very regular standard for these comps. And we have Pikachu, Mr. Mime versus Hooper and Mew on this top path here. Pikachu's getting melted so quickly. I think there were like 2 auto attacks off from a really quick knockout, while Dawnshard takes most of this wild Pokemon in the top path.
I'm on the bottom lane as well. This Slowpoke is getting very aggressive and actually maybe even caught up trying to steal that experience away. Don't allow the Espeon to get up to level 4, but alas, they have to allow it to happen. In the top lane, Mr. Mime got a little bit of XP, and well, things seem to be going pretty much normal. Apart from here, you could see the Mew nearly getting caught on out.
Yeah, and the main difference here is not just we have Gardevoir, but we also have Mew on the side of Dawnshard, whereas Dark Aura doesn't have Hooper or Mew. But it is the first fight here for the Bees. Dark Aura falling down on health. The domination has come from Dawnshard, but the damage from Delphox is always present, and Mew is dropping down on health a little bit. But I think these two teams are playing very evenly, aside from this top lane here being a little to the side of Dawnshard, with Skybreaker just managing those snipes every time.
See, we have to talk about that. A big difference between Gardevoir and Delphox is that, well, Delphox gets to Final Evo to get that ability as well at level 6, whereas, well, Gardevoir has to wait quite a considerable bit later. As we look towards this mid lane as well, I'm sorry, there is a fight going on. Look at this second fight going on over the Altaria in the center. So much damage being thrown out from both sides.
Yeah, it is. Altaria itself is still alive there, but everybody's gathering around, and it's Mr. Mime with the flank coming with the XP and all. But I don't think they're able to do anything much there, aside from zoning Skybreaker, saying, no, you're not gonna be roaming around here without a punishment, and taking down those snipes every time. Oh, Pikachu really got melted there quickly. As we were saying, there are so many high bursty attackers on the side of Dawnshard Bacon.
Yeah, while still at that bottom lane, look, one Slowbro versus an Espeon and a Slowbro down here, so a very big commitment up to that top lane, but they don't mind at all. They will swap on over to that top lane. The Slowbro left on their own down the bottom lane. That is a man advantage there for Dawnshard, but can they win the Regieleki? They've already pushed the opposite team, Dark Aura, a little bit back, but look at this from the Espeon, waiting for that snipe. Will they pull it off? They do!
Ow!
Dredgler going to be able to take that one. Beautiful. Takes the Mew as well, and now they will look to push it to the goal.
Yeah, they are. Dreadnought with the amazing snipe there. Gardevoir dropping the Unite move, knocking down 2 people there. Regieleki almost close to getting to the goal. Zordor trying to take down Gardevoir themselves. Pikachu goes down. Subsequently, there goes... Oh no, Gardevoir! Well, they're still alive. And no Regieleki has dropped on any goals, but Dark Aura really nailed their snipe there. I think they decided, well, we are undermanned. We are not going to be able to commit into a big fight, so we might as well just try to steal it.
Oh, and Hooper now activating the swap on over, leaving Espeon alone up top, because down in the bottom lane, you can see they want to push that there. They know the Regice is here, but they have got a massive advantage in numbers. They look to break that bottom goal. They've got, well, over 70 points between the lot of them. They should be able to drop all of that into the goal, but they have spent too long. The Delphox with the Unite comes through. The Espeon with the Unite as well, going to be able to defend this, and the Hooper wants to get out of dodge, get back, get healed up, and get safe. This should be Dark Aura's Regice to take.
Dark Aura really managing to turn things around on every fight, on every big fight that has happened so far. You think that Dawnshot had advantage, especially with the rotation provided from Hooper, but look at that. I mean, Malu really has been a highlight on Dark Aura, but of course, alongside their teammates, they're really pulling off fights that look pretty much lost.
Regieleki. Only a few seconds away now as we get ready up in this top path. Hey, look, we got a little spectator as well on the Bumblebee. Welcome. Goodbye. As we will be starting this off, Mew already throwing out a lot of damage with the Solar Beam. Delphox, run away. You do not have enough HP. Get back to base. Hopefully be able to use a jump in as well, as we are past that 5-minute mark. But look, the Reggie already down to a quarter, and healing up as well. This is such long, drawn-out battles we're seeing today.
Yeah, we really have. And we're looking at Yoshi really popping off on that kill on Mew, one of the biggest snipers on that team. And so far, Regieleki has been resetting. I think I've seen it reset, 3 times just now. And we are looking at 4 versus 4. But Slowbro, solo health goes down. The sniper's coming through, but the ulti coming from Espeon was massive as well. Espeon goes down. We are down to 3 versus 3. And Reggie is still alive.
Well, that's it. With teams like this, you don't want to start going for the Reggie when you know your opponents can snipe it. When you've got Mew there that has such long-ranged attacks, the same with Pikachu being able to throw it on into the mix. You don't want to risk it. Look towards that bottom lane as well. Sorry, just a quick little look. They're going to break this goal here as we hop back up to the top. Oh, I was trying to click on Gardevoir, but they've been removed. Big attack coming on to this goal here, coming through from Dark Aura, looking to remove it, but a couple of attacks coming on through. Pikachu with the 27 backs off, allows the slow bro to take it, and Espeon in the back lines does break the Regieleki, who will now run it down path and be a great distraction for Dark Aura.
Interesting choice there from Dawnshot to let Mew go bottom, and basically, as you were saying, that Mew was their biggest weapon for sniping and stealing. They just throw it away.
Overconfident.
Yeah, overconfident. I don't think that was a good play at all, because it really showed Dark Aura, well, that biggest threat is gone. We can take Regieleki. They took the fight as well. Regieleki got to the goal. Well, did it? No, I don't think he did. It was very close, but he didn't. And it opened up at least a 30-point advantage for Dark Aura. But 30 points is not much at this stage of the game. We have 5 seconds for Rayquaza to come up, and everybody's gathering towards central area here.
But Dawnshot have a bad position. They're more pushed up. Less options for Dark Aura. So much damage being thrown out once again. Who's going to get an early pick? Pikachu and Mr. Mime both low for Dark Aura. Throwing it on into the mixer. There's Mew taken out of play. Mr. Mime with the Unite. But Mew, the Unite from Mew is so good. Cannot be damaged during the whole of it. Delphox does get a pick. Pikachu removed for Dark Aura as well. Espeon going to be taken on out for Dawnshot. Picks going both ways. Who's going to come out with the all-important factor? And Slowbro wants to nullify Slowbro here. And Delphox just getting out of dodge, running away, getting some distance.
Oh, but the outer goal there is very, very vulnerable. The 50 is going to turn into a 100. Hooper's not fast enough. And that opens up a 130 goal lead for Dark Aura as they're trying to gather around for Rayquaza once again. With still 1 minute on the clock, but people are separated. Slowbro is top path, and they're starting to engage on this.
So what's the play here? You can see Dawnshard need the Rayquaza to then go on and score. On the opposite end, Dark Aura just have to steal it, stop it, and they will come out with the dub. So the Rayquaza at half health is turned into a team fight. Mr. Mime taking down the Hooper. Delphox onto the Slowbro. Pikachu here taking down the Gardevoir. Mew is so low and Delphox can't see that. The Rayquaza is dropped as well, and it is going in favor of Dark Aura. It looks like Dark Aura have taken this game 1.
Oh, they have. And I really, really want to point out how clinical, how surgical Dark Aura was when they saw that Mew was still up and running on the other side of the pit. They saw Rayquaza's health very, very low. They stopped attacking Rayquaza immediately because they knew if they kept on doing it, Mew was going to snipe it. There's no way. It's too much damage at the same time. The burst is too great to be able to top off. So they stopped. The Solar Beam was thrown, but Rayquaza was still alive. So I am really impressed by their coordination on that fight. It was so clean. And once again, I really want to give a shout out to Dreadnought. I think those ultis had been so well placed every time. And look at that. All these games so far, whole series, whole cup. It has been clutch after clutch. And then all of a sudden the differences go skyrocket.
The difference now is it's not on Rayquaza as much in this one. It might look, it's just like, oh, it's same as Zapdos again. No, it was a whole team win, an ace. All 5 wiped on out from Dawnshard, allowing the free run up, of course, alongside the Rayquaza power. But if we take a look on over towards the stats, not only the knockouts and such, but the damage being thrown out. Delphox, of course, being so well utilized there, 74, but it felt more like very pinpoint attacks alongside the picture of Zelcior. 57, I'm sure it's not a massive number. Mr. Mime not being used as an attacker as well, but more of that traditional defender. It has been a great unification of minds here over on the Dark Aura side, where they're able to link up as a team and took so many fights the right way.
Definitely. And they really executed it so well. But I think we have Dawnshard here, who now knows who this team is, how they are playing, because they were new to our broadcast. They were new up until this first game. So now they have a little bit of more knowledge on how that gameplay is, the strategies, and the strengths. So as you said, of course, the Delphox being pivotal in regards to damage alongside Pikachu, and of course the control. The CC, crowd control, of course. And really, that's one of the main things Dawnshard would probably have to focus now on, how to neutralize, because those are the biggest threats. And it was very clear how even though they had a Hooper, something was lacking in a little bit of coordination. Sometimes, as you said, they felt a little dispersed around the map.
So Dawnshard's plans last time worked, right? And I feel they tried to pull that out and be a little bit cheeky this time again, but they had overextended. Dark Aura have just slightly better communication where they're able to capitalize upon it. And so that meant that Dawnshard basically got punished for being so cheeky, for being audacious, for being cocky, overconfident, whatever you want to call it. So for this next one, Dawnshard are going to be thinking to themselves, right, I think we play as more by the books. We're happy with long drawn out fights, but we've got to make sure that we don't have a disadvantage of manpower, that we have just as many mon as our opponents in the fights. As I can see, we're already ready to go. We have got all the players on in. I will give them the signal of being ready in the in-game chat. In any moment now, we will begin this underway for the second match. It's looking like we are swapping sides once again, so it will be Dawnshard Shard. I was about to say Breaker again. I'm looking at
Yeah,
Skybreaker.
I know,
That's what it is right
it
there.
sounds good. Dawnbreaker
Yeah.
sounds good. Oh, I think that's a skin. I think that's a skin in League. Dawnbreaker. I'm pretty sure that's why.
Well, Skybreaker and Co will be on the purple side this time round for Dawnstar, and then Dark Aura will be taking the orange side. Of course, we just flip it around, make it as fair as possible for everyone. We have just seen a little DC come on over for the Dawn Shard side, so we might be just a little bit longer in gear on Intis. Probably a player just restarting the game, and then we'll be good to go. Folks at home, though, I'm looking at you, Twitch chat. Who do you think comes out on top? Do you think Dawn Shard will be able to turn this around and come back, or are Dark Aura just too darn good? The clan themselves get Yoshi, Excelsior, Zorda, Raptor, and Dreadnought just too powerful for us mere mortals.
Yeah, really, let us know, because at least for me, I think they're super powerful, but I'm not convinced that this is going to be a sweep so far. I'm not convinced just yet.
I don't know. To me, I think Dawn Shard, I don't want to call them gimmicks, but their strats, right, did have that little bit of surprise about them that you wouldn't think any team would go for. They even tried it in this game, right? And it just comes down to they've got to beat out communication. Okay, how do you do that? I think they just got to go more towards a simpler plan, fight head on, and just go for pretty much individual skill to beat their opponents. Just be better at the mon you picked. So here, I'd go more for where you're strongest. Do we just see Mew solely stay at the back, doing a fire on in, get them the blue buff? We'll have to find on out as the picks are taking place. So if anything out of the ordinary here is we do see Mojo back on that Zero Aura.
Oh, would you look at that? Very interesting. Once again, a reminder that we have Dawn Shard on the purple side, Dark Aura on the orange side. And yeah, we have seen Moju before using the Zero Aura. So far, there wasn't a change on the side of Dark Aura, was there? No.
No.
I think it's the same team, yeah.
It's the same composition, at least.
Yeah.
It looks to be the same people on each mon. Looking at this, like we said earlier on, stacking builds. Do we see any coming on through? I don't think we are. We do have the score shield and Zorda.
Moju has a stacking build there. I couldn't see the other ones. But yes, the Zero Aura does have it. Coming on with the potion. Interesting.
Okay. I'm just going to say a stacking build on the central path Pokemon is a little bit odd for me personally. I would normally just keep that solely to the top path mon, but who knows, perhaps we're going to see that swap on over with the Mew or the Espeon taking central path. We'll have to find on out as we will be hopping on into this one very swiftly. Let's drop the music and start the game. Dawn Shard in purple and Dark Aura in the orange. Let's get this one underway, Soph.
Let's get this underway. Once again, we have one side with the Hooper. We've seen Dawn Shard play it super well, but this game they fell short a little bit. So, as you said, I think they need a little more, like, confidence in the head-on fights, not in the surprise strategies. Because, like what we've seen here, we see Skybreaker dealing a lot of damage. That's what their mon does. They do the snipes, they do the bursts, and that's what maybe they need to focus on. As you said, maybe keeping Mew at the back line, very, very far back line, and guaranteeing that they're going to have the levels first and winning those team fights to secure objectives afterwards.
That's interesting as well. We're seeing who's on this top lane. I would solely expect that you'd put the Slowbro to accompany the Mew then, to be able to defend the Mew. But no, Mew has got enough HP, he's got enough defense to hold their own in a lot of fights, but now we wait for the Altaria. They drop on in. Who's going to get this? Raptor is very low. Be careful going in that deep.
Yeah, really, be careful. They're really ballsy because they're just zoning out. Stealth Fox was around and they got the... a little bit, not that many actually, of the wild Pokemon on their top path. But we also have Zeraora joining in here, already showing themselves. Moju is not really interested in engaging that much. Maybe an overextend from Mew. The lack of communication there, thinking that Moju was going to go in hard, but they decided to just go away, just be around, but Mew was caught in the middle. That could have been even worse than it was. Skybreaker looks very, very confident, maybe a little too much in this top lane here.
So the fight over the Altaria that spawned at 8 minutes in the center is entirely Satsi going up against two, Dreadnought and Get Yoshi. We even have Raptor step on in. But look at that, Satsi don't mind. It's still purely focusing on the Altaria. It does get dropped, but takes a lot of the XP on the way.
Oh, definitely. And sometimes it doesn't really matter to get knocked out. You got the XP, you secured it, you're gonna drop a couple of coins. It's alright, you're gonna drop the energy, but it's not going to be 20 seconds for another objective. So you're going to be up and running. You're going to be okay. We have Altaria here spawning once again. 3 versus 2 on the top path. And I believe Mew Skybreaker that got most of the XP from that.
This is what we said earlier. You've got to, Dawnshot, bring in the rest of the team way earlier. You're outmanned right now. It's 2v5. You've got to bring in the rest of the company. They're so late into this, and Mew has already been dropped. Skybreaker was a massive influence for that Dawnshot side. And now, look at this. So many being dropped coming on out. We do see Zeraora get a pick, but Mr. Mime in response, and already Dark Aura going for Reggie Alecki. They feel comfortable enough to milk him for all he's worth. They do see the respect come on through, but they do not want to just go straight for it. Slowbro takes down Slowbro, and that Delphox so powerful.
So powerful. Right now, actually, the stalling that was caused by Dawnshot really made them able to come back. Now we have Mew back as well. Oh, Dreadnought once again taking that steal. Amazing. I'm telling you, Dreadnought really has been the one for me.
You could see it as well. That was clear as daylight that was the plan coming on through from Dark Aura. They're like, oh, if you want to do 90% of the work for us, go ahead. We'll just snipe it at the end. And I feel, again, that's the communication issue. The squad over on Dawnstar just didn't know that was the plan coming through from Dark Aura. They probably thought the other squad had, I don't know, backed out a little bit, and they had the time to commit to it.
Yeah, definitely. So really it shows how much micro and macro Dark Aura has been able to pull off. Micro with the stealing, Dreadnought being able to just know exactly the point to go in, but it's Dreadnought ulting here, taking down Hooper as well. Mew has to ulti too. Delphox is coming to help. 2 get knocked out. Another ulti coming from enemy Aspion. And it's 2 versus 1. 3 versus 1. Mr. Mime's here. Another Unite move. Marlon's dead. And we've got the pressure coming from one push that started from Dawnshot, actually now in the hands of Dark Aura.
Mr. Mime is just going to walk away, catch up with the rest of the team, pick up some of that energy, as they have so much power down here on the bottom lane. But is it all a feint? Is it all a bait? Is look up here at the top lane. That's a full 40 being dropped by Mr. Mime. Look back towards the bottom lane, and the fight continues. So
it does continue. 3v3 here, popping down on health. Satsi, nice ulti there on Mr. Mime. Oh, but the damage from Malu is a lot. And they have to retreat. Delphox is around 5% HP. And I think both teams are now a little, well, we gotta respect each other. Let's not overcommit to this. As Reggie Alecki is up on the top path. So we have to recover and start this fight as soon as possible.
Oh, Mojo, you got a little bit too antsy there, a little bit too nervy, I think. Should have held out in the grass for a little bit longer with the, what do you call it, the Mexican shootout, just waiting for each other to draw. And unfortunately, I think Mojo is going to get punished for drawing too soon. They have got a bit of health back, but Skybreaker having to use the Unite to chase on after Excelsior. The Solar Beam is dodged, and Pikachu with the Electro Ball. Excelsior doing God's work, bringing through the pain.
Yo, that bringing it. And oh, look at that. One mon taking out the other. One at a time. Oh, Dreadnought. Banging. But the skin of that teeth, look at that. 5 HP or something. And now it's Get Yoshi and Celsius here. Taking as much health out of Regieleki as they can. As Don Shard spawns back. They take it down. They're probably not going to push too hard on it. Just let the mon push into the lane as they're actually rotating for bottom, and Dreadnought drops down a full 40 once again.
So that bottom lane definitely going in favor. Look at that, Mr. Mime, Raptor dropping it, and now they're quickly trying to race for the Altaria. Actually, Celsius jumping on in, gets this Sludge Skybreaker to save the day, but that's 1v3. We do have Mojo stepping on in, trying to use that spark to get into place. Maybe even remove this Altaria. No, Celsius are going to get that in the final moments.
Oh.
Reggie Ice is there once again. It's been very heavily Reggie Ice there, I've got to say so.
It really has, hasn't it? But one thing I just suddenly noticed, it's almost 15 seconds for Rayquaza, and Don Shard has not scored a single point, Bacon.
Can they get this in 10 seconds? Surely not. And yeah, Satsi thinking better of it. Get towards that middle point right now. There's so much information going around. Dreadnought, the only one there towards the Rayquaza at the center. Satsi just looking to stay alive, I think, when you've got Pikachu uniting on you. So much damage from the Thunders being dropped. They do have to get out of dodge, though. Mew stepping on up. Skybreaker is a massive threat. We don't even have a fight. Look at this. Again, another Mexican shootout. Look.
Yeah, they're really waiting for it. Mojo is not going to be the one to step in now. Or maybe are they? Let's see how things are going to unfold here. Marlow trying to snipe. The Electro Ball coming from Pikachu, who has gone down already. Slowbro, the fight happening here. Dreadnought, an amazing ulti on 3 people. But they eventually go down too, because, well, there's 3 people against 1. But look at that, as we have Get Yoshi with the 100 on top. Pikachu on bottom are interrupted. Also, Rayquaza interrupted. And things, oh, look at that! Pikachu actually able to score the 100 there. And the advantage now is over 400 for Dark Aura.
To nothing. It is almost damning there. Dawn Shard not having to get anything, unfortunately, and the Rayquaza's just being left. They don't want to risk it. They don't need to put any damage on that Rayquaza. On the opposite end, Mojo knows the deal. They have to get the Rayquaza now and run it the whole distance. They have to Usain Bolt it towards those goals to be able to turn this around. But time is not on their side. Excelsior is not on their side as well, as that Pikachu is angry, looking to take names. Response coming on through there from the Espeon, but only for so long. It's looking like that Rayquaza will survive. Moomis as well might be able to survive and run it towards the lane, but the Ryan is on the wall, and Dark Aura take a bow. You are the Mathcord champions.
Mathcord champions. And to be fair, if we didn't know this was a grand finals, I wouldn't guess that a 424 score against a 0 was a grand finals. This is like,
and nothing scored for the first 4 minutes, Soph. Nutty.
Yeah, so nutty. Absolutely bonkers. Like, how can you even look at these stats and like say that it's a grand finals? I surely could not. I surely could not. Oh my god. Dark Aura really displaying and putting on the table all the gameplay, the quality that they really came in to show. It's the first time we're seeing them here, and they really came to deliver. Winners of the Mathcord, congratulations, Dark Aura. And of course, I was gonna say Dawnbreak. Dawn Shard. Dawn Shard, of course, for reaching. Dawn Shard, also a team that we had not seen before, for reaching the grand finals. Bacon, this was absolutely crazy.
It was crazy, great fun, and well, the fun is not over yet. let's throw this on over towards the image as we know now. So if we have got one more coming on up, it's your personal favorite of the lot. It's Pink, Pink, Pink. It's the Mori Tawny. We have got another one next week, folks. Make sure that you're tuning into that. Make sure that you're signing up for it as well, because Soph, I mean, you're looking forward to casting that with Relic, aren't you?
Oh, absolutely. Not just because casting with Relic is an absolute blast, but come on, Pink.
Pink?
What, Pink? Pink! We're literally talking about an all-pink Pokemon Cup. The Mori Tourney, the final of our very dear Mint Mori tournament. And it's going to be incredible because how can a game, how can a series, how can a cup with these mons, the pink mons, the ones that belong in my heart, not be incredible? There's no way.
So make sure that you tune on in next Saturday. Make sure you head on over towards the Discord. You know what, Krabs? A wonderful head admin. Please throw that in chat so that everyone can see it nice and easily. Click the links. Follow us on Twitter. Head on over towards YouTube and TikTok. Drop follows there. We really, really appreciate all the support that you people have been giving us. It has been phenomenal. We love you dearly for it, but we definitely love our admin staff here at Unite BattleHub, everyone over in the Pokemon Unite subreddit and the Discord as well for helping on out tonight. Progeneer and of course Krabs, thank you so much for helping us. Thank you for joining me on the cast here, Soph. It's been an absolute pleasure. Any final words from you this evening, bud?
Well, the pleasure is all mine. It's always incredible to cast some Pokemon with you, with Relic, with these amazing people in the production with us. And of course, you guys, amazing community from the Reddit Unite thread, from the people in general on Twitch that have been joining us. And we really wish to see you guys either just watching or participating in the next week for the Pink Turning. So it's all for me. I really thank you all for coming join us today, and we hope to see you next week.
Bye.
I had no worries, but always had plans. Only thing I did was dig out the trash. Now it's much harder to laugh, hard to get up and then work on my craft. I need inspiration, don't need no validation, no more medication, just try some meditating. I don't need you to save me, feel like all of you hate me. Everything's been so hard with all the situations lately. I just need to numb the pain for a minute. I just wanna run away on vacation. I don't know what else to say now. I just need to numb the pain. Oh, I just wanna numb the pain. I just wanna run away. I don't know what else to say now. I just need to numb the pain. Well, maybe I'm done, maybe I've lost. Still putting up a fight because I love my mom, I love my family. When I was young, they would all look after me. I don't know why, but I feel like a burden. I spent my life overthinking my purpose. I can't really cry, I'm so used to the hurt. Trauma keeps up at me at the wrong moment. Oh, I just wanna numb the pain for a minute. I just wanna run away on vacation. I don't know what else to say now. I just need to numb the pain. I just need to numb the pain. I just need to numb the pain for a minute. I just wanna run away on vacation. I don't know what else to say now. I just need to numb the pain.